Hey there, my name is Susanna. I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how I black out TV screens in real estate. So going over to Photoshop, I have 3 examples here that I will walk through that are slightly different lighting scenarios. Firstly, I went ahead and duplicated my layer. I'm going to create a blank layer and zoom in to the TV, grab my polygon tool and select the TV. I'm not going to worry about this plant for now. But anyway, okay, so now that I have that selected, I'm going to click B for brush, and I'm going to go change my black, my pure black, to a slightly grayer black. It doesn't have to be perfect, but and then I just go ahead and turn flow and opacity up to 100%. I'm going to make this brush large and just make sure I paint everything in. That's my base layer, is that sort of gray black. Then I'm going to go back to the black and select a even more gray color. And I know that the light is coming from the left side of the TV. That's where there's a window. And I'm not too worried about, obviously there's, light bouncing off of other things in the room, but the main source of light, like if I get rid of that, you can see, well, not very well, but you can kind of see the window there. So what we're going to do is now take our opacity and lower that down 15-ish%. It doesn't matter, just fairly low. And then I'm just going to offset my brush, and I'm just going to click in just a little bit of gray. And what I'll do is I'll start with that big brush, click in a little bit of gray, and then I'll make it smaller. And then I'll do the same sort of thing, offset the brush, and then click in a little bit more. And I'll go ahead and deselect that. And it's very subtle. It's nothing crazy, but if I turn that mask on and off, you can kind of see what I've done there is to create like a light gradient. This is just how I do it. If you have a better way of doing it, I mean, obviously do it that way. If I back up and I go to, one second, back to my selection. Let's say I went ahead and I just made that pure black. Sorry, one second. You could do that, but it looks goofy because you don't have that that gradient of that light, and it kind of just looks like a black square. So that's why I do the gradient. Okay, next example. Going over here, same thing, creating a blank layer, and this is an unedited photo. Obviously, you can see me standing in the back there. Grab my polygon tool, select the screen, and do the same thing. This time, or this is not too different of an example, but I'll just go ahead and do it. That's a little bit too light. Colored 100%, paint that in. Just kind of like gray black, and then I'm going to move up to a lighter gray. Going to go down 15, 10 something percent. Nice big brush. Just going to click in a little bit here, make it smaller. Here it's a little bit different. You do have a little bit of reflection coming off of that. So what you could do is just click in a little bit there. Again, it's very subtle. It's going to be very subtle. And I'll just go ahead and click that on off so you can see the difference. Last one. This one's a little bit different because you have the window coming from the opposite of the TV. And then you don't have a lot of light, a lot of reflection coming off of this TV, but you do have those 2 lights that are clearly beaming down on that TV. So gonna go ahead and do the same thing that I've done before. This is not going to be like the most perfect. Okay, so I've selected that TV, same deal. Go to my brush, change the color to the darker gray, 100% opacity. Click back in my color, make it a lighter gray brush, then scroll down the opacity. You could do flow as well. I just do it this way. And then again, the light's coming from a different direction. This time, what I'm going to do is click a couple times in the center, and I'm just like creating kind of like a center gradient, because again, the light is coming from the direct opposite side of the room. And that honestly might be a little too much. And then what I'm going to do is make it even smaller brush, off-centered, because those lights are coming down. And I'm just going to click in the corners a little bit. And it makes it look a little bit more, I don't know, convincing that that's just a black screen. Anyway, hopefully that was somewhat useful for you. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have a better way of doing it in the comments below. Thank you.